been snowing. It's been windy. It's not really what I'm used to at all. Southern California is pretty much always nice weather, and when it's not, everybody's complaining. They don't know what it's like to be somewhere like this, I guess.
The landscape here is pretty amazing. It's huge mountains everywhere, and snow one day, no snow the next. The weather changes 15 times an hour.
Where we are is at the 68th parallel, just a few thousand kilometers from the North Pole, actually.
We're in the Arctic Circle. It's pretty intense. It's pristine, it's freezing, and it's grand. It's dramatic. It's alive here. Everything's moving. Most expeditions people take, you usually think of rock climbing or mountaineering. There's a summit. I think a lot of mountain climbers feel like they've done a first ascent, or they've made a route, and they can have their name in the history books, or they can claim that piece of the land. And surfing is kind of a perpetual thing. You're never going to be totally satisfied because there's always going to be another wave. It's kind of within you to determine whether you've succeeded or not. It's definitely a trek to get those waves these days because there are so many surfers. Surfing is such an incredible thing. So many people want to be a part of it. That if you wanted to escape that and find solitude and find your own kind of meaning in surfing, it takes a bit of work. And in our case, it means getting out there. And we're planning on taking a trip up to the Russian border and surfing the very north coast of Norway and going even into Russia and places that have never been surfed before.
This whole cold thing is starting to grow on me. I'm getting used to wearing booties and gloves, a lot of rubber, thick rubber. If you don't wear a hood, you're going to get the worst ice cream headache that you've ever experienced in your life. And you pretty much do anyways, even when you wear a hood. So sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes you catch a really sick wave. It just pays off.
Without a wetsuit, I think you would last maybe 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, your all body function would stop and you would just freeze to death. The rubber allows us to go places that we could never go before. In a sense, it's like it's an armor. It's our vehicle to explore. When you're duck diving a wave, it's pretty painful. You get this burning sensation in your brain and it kind of works itself down into the neck. When the cold sets in, it's not fun. It usually starts with your extremities, your toes, hands, feet. Your heart gets cold, your brain freezes, and usually after your feet and arms go dead numb, then it's time to come in.
You have to psych yourself out to get out there, and hypothermia is a reality. You have 5 mil wetsuits to climb into with hoods and booties and clothes, and there's a lot separating you from getting out there and just enjoying a nice surf. But I think going out there with nobody else out kind of makes up for that. Surfing is one of the few activities that you can do that's really physically engaging, but I can always say gives me energy. Anything else physical really, and you feel drained afterwards in surfing. I get a good wave and it's like I get this incredible energy from the ocean, and I'm addicted to getting that energy. You get a good wave and no matter how you're feeling before, it just kind of makes your day better. And whether that's going to the Arctic and finding these waves, those moments that make my day better, it's all in search of that kind of little cool moments that happen that make me, that feel good to me.
I'm not too good at slowing my mind down, but when I'm surfing, it slows it down, and a second feels like a long time. If I could get my whole life to be that long, that'd be pretty amazing.
I would have never dreamt or even thought of me surfing in the Arctic. So for me, it's just a whole new world up here. It's rugged, it's freezing, you don't know what's in the ocean, but it's yours when you're out there because there's no one else. And that's, I guess that's what the whole ideal of coming and surfing the Arctic is, because you're by yourself and the scenery is unbelievable.
This is an experience in my life today that I'm never gonna forget. It's the mountain I've climbed my whole life.
Oxygen down in my lungs, and then I feel so fit. And don't let me grow, don't let me sow seeds that I just can't reap, 'cause I got it in me.